Hey guys, here we go into a video on the sensational performance from Teofimo Lopez and the, semi-lackluster performance of Vasyl Lomachenko. Now, I had the fight. I think Andre Ward had it even. He gave the second round to Lomachenko and the seventh round to Lomachenko. I don't think I was that generous when I was watching the fight. I rewatched it. I already have a full fight breakdown on Patreon. We're going to be using the fight clips from this fight in Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez to teach southpaw fighting and to teach points of contact and to, talk about a lot of the nuance between, the orthodox and the southpaw matchup. And then eventually we're going to relate that to the orthodox, southpaw matchups and the way that the control and all the stuff lines up. But for now, we're going to be taking a look at some breakdown and some film and talk about some of the theory and what went on in this fight, because I really didn't expect this to happen. But on Patreon, I talked about it a little bit, and I said that the first fighter who comes out to throw body shots is going to win the fight. That was exactly what I said. I predicted that it would be Lomachenko sinking his left hand into Teofimo Lopez's body because Teofimo Lopez likes to sit on the back foot so often. And that's when that body shot's going to be open. And I'll talk about that in this film study. But the first thing that Teofimo Lopez does, he comes out, he controls that lead hand of Lomachenko. Now he goes back and Lomachenko's on the back foot. And Teofimo Lopez, while Lomachenko's front foot, going to the back foot, he controls him with the lead hand, right? Taking that huge step right there and then throws a body shot after feinting Lomachenko to his back half of his line, right? Trying to get his weight to the back half of his line and then attack him with the body shot because the body shot will be open. Now, this is exactly what I thought that Lomachenko was going to do to Teofimo Lopez because Teofimo Lopez likes to fight on the back foot. He likes to save that right hand. He likes to charge that up and then sink into that uppercut, right? And we do see a lot of evidence of that in the fight. Anyway, the clip. The next clip. Teofimo Lopez controlling the lead hand, right? Not allowing Lomachenko to get to the outside of his lead hand. Now, we're only going to be taking a look right now at round 1 and then round 10. But here we have Lomachenko slipping to the front foot and then getting pushed off of his line here, right? Now, it's really important that you understand that this position here is the same position that you're going to be in when you throw your straight left hand to the head and to the body, okay? So if you can get to this position, that means that that punch is open, okay? And now, let's take a look at that when we see Teofimo Lopez throwing his straight left hand to the body, right? His weight is centered around his front foot. 1, 2, 3. Look at the line he's creating here between these 3 points. Okay, he's sinking all his weight into this front foot. That is nearly exactly the same as what Lomachenko is doing here. You can see his knee here, his head here, and you can imagine that his foot is underneath too, creating a very similar line in which he can transfer his weight through his left hand, presumably through Teofimo Lopez's body or through his head. But the fact that Lomachenko doesn't get any offense off from this position until a 9th round means that nearly 100% of his offense is stifled, that he doesn't have an opportunity to actually land any punches against Teofimo. And Teofimo Lopez here showing an excellent use of his line here, meeting Lomachenko on the front foot, but he's on the back foot, so pushing him to the back foot. And then when he's on the back foot, feinting him again. Now he pendulum steps. Lomachenko pendulum steps to the front foot. He controls him again. And Lomachenko moves off the line, and he's going from the front foot to the back foot. He crosses the line, and Teofimo Lopez lands a straight right hand. But a pretty cool sequence of feints and probes from Lopez to get Lomachenko off of his line and to cross the line and into a straight right hand there. And again, let's pay attention to the position. Okay, Lopez on the front foot, cross the line, heel, knee, head, one line, right? I know that's the ugliest line you've ever seen, but he's crossing the line, and this is where his offense is when he's on the front foot. Again, this is a very important idea for this fight because Lomachenko, as we see here, when he gets to the front foot, he's not getting any offense off. He's not landing his left hand to the body. He's not landing his left hand to the head. And he's not controlling Teofimo Lopez's lead hand with his left glove. So he's not even finding an effective way to settle himself down on the front foot to invite an attack from Teofimo Lopez. Now, again, Teofimo Lopez approaching the line on the back foot. And look what happens when Lomachenko slips to the front foot here. Teofimo, he acknowledges, he understands that this is where Loma is trying to get. This is where Loma wants him when he meets him on the front foot, because he's trying to pivot around him, right? The very, Lomachenko-like move, getting around the guard and circling around his opponent's lead foot to create openings off of that angle. But Teofimo Lopez moving off of the line instead, as soon as he recognizes that Lomachenko is looking to take that angle. And then again, Lomachenko slipping to the front foot, getting controlled by Teofimo Lopez. As you can see, Teofimo Lopez's lead glove starts to extend, and then when he pushes him off of that line, he looks to set up this right hand. Now, on Patreon, we talk about this fundamental idea on Patreon about getting more moves than your opponent, right? In chess, you get one move per turn, right? And if you have good body mechanics and you practice boxing and you're a good fighter, you can get more than one move out of your weight transition. Okay, it doesn't have to just be a step. It can be a step, it can be a slip, and it can be a punch all at the same time, depending how good you are at your weight management. Now, Lomachenko is going to demonstrate this here, as he's going to be slipping to the front foot here, but look at his back foot, okay? So he's going to be putting all of his weight on the front foot here, relieving all the weight from his back foot so that he can take a step. And now, normally, when you go from the front foot to the back foot, if he just sets his foot down here, his knee will be here. When he moves off the line, when Teofimo Lopez feints him, his head will wind up here. And then Teofimo Lopez, when he feints him off of the line, he'll be able to find his head in this position because Lomachenko is going to slip and bring his head to this position off of the front foot. However, because Lomachenko is slipping to the front foot and taking this step, instead of his head winding up in this zone here, when Lomachenko has now settled his weight on the front foot here, he's going to be transferring his weight from here to here in this line instead of in this line here. And that means that Teofimo Lopez is going to miss his attack. Just a really clever little use of his line and good body mechanics. And if you don't have the ability to take a step with your back foot when you slip to the front foot, it means that your body mechanics are not correct for your slip, okay? And you need to be able to work on it so that you can perform this function. As you can see, it really saves Lomachenko here as Teofimo Lopez looks to time Lomachenko moving out of this position with an excellent shot. But he winds up just a half a beat off as Lomachenko winds up being half a step away. Now, again, Lomachenko having no problem getting to the front foot there, but not able to make any offense of it, right? Not able to slip to the front foot. Not able to slip here and land the body shot that's open, right? Or just a little bit lower under the glove. Or slipping to the front foot, and then when he transfers his weight to the back foot, throwing a left cross to Teofimo Lopez's chin, as Teofimo Lopez is looking to enter the line as Lomachenko crossed it. And then Teofimo Lopez very smartly controlling the lead hand and feinting the body, right? Deciding, hey, is there a trap here yet? Is there an attack here yet? Continuing to test Lomachenko's defenses as he continues to control him with the lead hand. Again, Teofimo Lopez fought a sensational fight this fight. Absolutely incredible. And again, Lomachenko not getting any work done when he gets to the front foot, right? Getting all the way to this position, getting feinted out of it, and then moving off of his line, and then Teofimo Lopez timing him as he moves back onto the line with his own jab. An excellent use of his rhythm and his timing, and boxing, boxing IQ, just really managing Lomachenko's weight really well, right? Pushing him off of this position, and then knowing when he's going to enter on the line, and then take that shot, right? Take that step forward, and just timing it with just a really great cross. I think there's going to be a few more clips to kind of enhance on that idea. But again, Lomachenko not getting anything done, and Teofimo Lopez, when he crosses the line, landing a straight right hand to the body. But as Lomachenko gets here, in this line that he's able to attack on Lopez, as Lopez is on the back half of his line, right? This is where his power is, right? This part is exposed. It's much closer to Lomachenko than this part is, even though it's only inches, right? This part is exposed, and this is the part that Lomachenko should be aiming to attack and damage on Teofimo and get those free punches as he leans forward on the front foot, but he's not getting any of these free punches. However, when Teofimo Lopez winds up in those positions on the front foot, he's never wasting them, attacking the front half of Lomachenko's line, more than happy just to hit him anywhere on the body to slow and stress his technique and compromise his ability to change positions later in the fight. Now, what came to a surprise to, I don't know if anybody, I actually didn't think that Lomachenko getting to the front foot and getting around Teofimo Lopez was going to be a big source of offense for him. I talked a little bit about it on Patreon. Because Teofimo Lopez is such a good athlete and does fight on the back foot so well, he's not going to have any trouble really pivoting and pendulum stepping off of that back foot or controlling Lomachenko with that lead hand as he pivots off, right? But really, really excellent from Teofimo, not getting stuck in that position that Lomachenko worked so hard to get. And again, wait, that's the same clip. I don't think actually it is, but slipping to the front foot, getting controlled one more time, and then getting walked into a body shot as he crosses the line. Again, Lomachenko getting to the front foot and not landing any body shots here, not landing anything to this zone. And then Teofimo Lopez pushing him off of the line and finding opportunities to throw punches and score. And this was actually the pace of the fight for most of the fight, all the way up until around the 8th round when Lomachenko started to kind of come alive and started letting his hands go and throwing punches. So here we are taking a look at some vintage Loma against Lopez, crossing the line, probing with his left hand, probing with his right hand, getting pushed off of his line, and then moving into that cross right there. Just excellent weight management and walking him into a cross right there. Where was this Loma for the first 8 rounds, right? This was actually one of the ideas that spawned in my head is that it's been a very popular idea the last, during COVID for people to be taking the over-under that more suited their betting odds. I think that it was Vergil Ortiz that did it once. Was it Vergil Ortiz? Yeah, I think it was Vergil Ortiz. He had an over-under of 3.5 rounds, and it was supposed to go, the under was the favorite. So he let it go over, and then as soon as it was 3.5 rounds or something, he let like a 30-punch combination go on the guy and just jacked him up. The guy still wound up lasting like 8 rounds or whatever, but it was just incredible. And then Kavaliauskas, right? Going all those rounds with that guy, and then as soon as the 10.5 round mark goes, he just annihilates him. Just obliterates him, right? So, I wonder if Loma played himself here by giving him the 10.5 rounds, trying to make a fortune, right? That 60% pay, 60% purse increase by putting all his money on it, and then didn't have enough to really finish Lopez. Didn't really do enough damage. Didn't really have enough power to really put him out in only a couple of rounds. Anyway, that's my conspiracy theory about the fight. But Lopez fought an excellent fight. However, as we can see here, as Lopez meets him on the line and then gets caught on the back half of his line, later on in the fight, Lomachenko doing a much better job of getting his offense off when he gets on the front foot there, right? Getting on the line and then pendulum stepping across the line to land his shots. And then again, finally, later on in the fight, controlling and then landing body shots when he crosses the line, right? Boom. 1, control. 2, body shot. And that might be getting picked off a little bit, but the point is, while Teofimo Lopez is on the back half of his line here, this part of his body is exposed, right? And Teofimo Lopez not able to counter here with his right hand because he's not getting his weight to cross this part of the line. Basically a free body shot for Lomachenko as Lomachenko found out against himself, right? Now, again, excellent work from Lomachenko, getting to the front foot, and again, not having to worry about or finding an opportunity to let some offense go, right? Not only it being the straight left hand to the body, to the right side of the body on Teofimo, but also instead bringing his weight back with the pendulum step as he gets his weight from the back foot to the front foot. And now he's going to take his back heel and he's going to bring it to roughly the place where his front heel was. Boom. As he transfers his weight to the back foot, almost a line, right? Almost. And then gets under that attack, right? And this zone here, this is actually the zone that he was worried about getting hit throughout the course of the entire fight. So this is why he wasn't making any of those positional changes and really looking to throw his straight left hand to the body, because he was afraid that once he got into that position, to this position here, rather here, that straight right hand was going to come and catch him when he's on the line, just like Linares was able to catch him, right? But Lomachenko figuring out a way to slip to that front foot, use that pendulum step, land that attack while his weight is in the air, and then slip his weight to the back foot as he jumps forward and close the distance against Teofimo. A really, really excellent technique. And if you're interested in learning that technique, you guys, we demo it and we practice it in nearly every video that we talk about, in nearly every breakdown. There are times where we talk about and discuss and break down the times and places in which you want to feint and probe and then use the pendulum step to close the distance and set up offense. So if you're interested in learning that, check out my Patreon. It's $20 to sign up, $20 a month. And I already have a full fight breakdown on Patreon of this fight. Again, like I'm only doing these 2 rounds here to kind of discuss the dichotomy between them. But I did have Lopez winning this fight basically 8 rounds to 4 against all odds, you know. But Lomachenko doing a much better job here of crossing the line and, again, using that pendulum step to bridge the gap between this death zone here in which Teofimo Lopez can easily connect the line with his straight right hand and getting to the back foot and crossing that line all the way without having to sit on that line with the use of the pendulum step. Boom, and shuffling forward, right? And again, finally starting to get to the front foot and let his left hand go and attack that left side of Teofimo Lopez's body. But finally some great work from him. And again, the same shot, getting under the front foot and finally landing some shots and then pendulum stepping again to close that distance and get across Teofimo Lopez's right hand. Again, just such a difference in the beginning of this fight and the end of this fight. And now, I thought this clip was going to be longer, but Teofimo Lopez getting caught to a body with the body shot as Lomachenko controls him, gets that lead foot dominance and crosses the line and again lands a killer body shot right here on Teofimo Lopez. And again, the only difference between this round and the beginning rounds, the first 7 rounds, is that Lomachenko wasn't landing any punches when he would cross the line, right? And that's the only difference here. He finally figures out a way to get across the line and land some punches. But notice, this position, Teofimo Lopez in the same position, right? So if you're talking about the fight, and we're going to discuss a little bit more about it, a few of the ideas. Lomachenko was getting feinted and probed and attacked when he would get to the front foot. But nothing happened throughout the entire course of the entire fight when Lopez would get to the front foot. So Lopez never even had to worry about being countered when he would make attacks against Lomachenko, because Lomachenko was so worried about the really heavy body shots that came early. And that stopped Lomachenko, I think, in the beginning, in the early rounds, from really wanting to settle down on the line with Teofimo Lopez, because he didn't want to trade body shots with him. Again, Teofimo Lopez had a fantastic game plan. He went to the body early. He feinted the body continuously to make sure he wasn't walking into a right-hand hook, because Lomachenko has an excellent right hook. And he continued to control and feint and probe against Lomachenko and push Lomachenko off of his line. And he did that for 7 rounds straight, and 7 solid rounds, and won the fight. It was a fantastic performance. And while I didn't think that Lopez was ready to fight someone like Lomachenko, and I don't want to say it's because of the layoff. I don't want to say it's because of the weight. I don't think it's because of the weight. The layoff is like, if you're like a Lomachenko super fanboy, you can be like, yeah, probably was the layoff, whatever. But it was a great performance from Teofimo Lopez, I'm really interested to see. I don't even know who he called out. I just immediately started looking for copies of the fight so I could break him down or whatever. I don't know who he's going to fight now. I don't know if he's going to actually fight Devin Haney. I don't think they want that fight. Anyway. Oh, man. Yeah, I guess I'll be watching the fight again tomorrow in the morning on Patreon again. I'm not sure what I'll be discussing, but I'll be doing live demos, and we'll be doing technique breakdowns for each of these fighters, and ways to practice the weight management for each of them, for setting up their shots. As always, like I said, practicing the pendulum steps and control and all that fun stuff. So yeah, tomorrow in the morning will be drill day. And sounds fun. Anyway, don't forget to check out my Patreon. It's $20 to sign up, $20 a month. I will help break down your shadow boxing, your heavy bag work, your double in bag work, your sparring, and give you technical pointers on your technique, on your rhythm, your weight transfers, your head positioning, and how to cross the line, and teach you my personal boxing theory about, the first step of it is learning to control your own body, building out your line, the front half and the back half, and learning how to get into the right positions. And then the second half, when you start sparring and fighting, is learning how to control your opponent's weight, right? And that's my personal boxing theory. Those are the steps and the stages, learning to control yourself, and then learning to control your opponent. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks, guys.